One summer moment can change a child's life. Through Toys for Tots Give and Go initiative, your support provides books, games, toys, and outdoor adventures that spark curiosity, creativity, and a love of nature. Whether it's fishing, learning a new sport, reading under a tree, or playing with friends, these moments build confidence and lifelong memories. For too many children, those moments never come. You can help change that this summer. Visit toysfortots.org. Toys for Tots, delivering hope beyond the holidays.
You have one new message. Translating. Disney and Pixar's Hoppers is now available on Disney+.
You could say that again.
Critics are calling it Pixar's funniest movie ever and a wildly entertaining ride. Blizzard Potato. It's certified fresh and verified hot.
Now we party.
This is incredible!
Wow, I am clearing the rest of the day.
Disney and Pixar's Hoppers, now available on Disney+. Rated PG.
Joseph Tacopina was just abroad. He was in Italy last week. His son, he's got a couple, but wonderful Matthew, got married, and Jojo looked really handsome in his tuxedo, and Matt looked great, and his wife is beautiful. But he's back in the States on this Friday morning, joining us for the second time this week. Joseph, good morning. How are you, pal?
I'm great, brother. I'm really great. That was insane the other night, huh? That Knicks game was crazy.
Was that nuts?
I've never seen, honestly, and I'm not the biggest basketball fan. I mean, I'm a sports fan, like you are a sports fan, and it's New York, so, you know, all New York teams want to win.
Well, but I am a huge Knicks fan, unlike, right, I know you made this point before that you like other sports better. I happen to be a huge Knicks fan, but yes.
But I mean, look, I remember my dad used to take me to Knicks games when, you know, like Bernard King was really a great player, and you know they had those guys I used to love from the 80s and late 70s. So I have great experiences and memories from the Knicks, but it was unbelievable to see what I saw. That's the best team from a team standpoint the Knicks have ever had, I think. And it was great seeing all my clients in that celebrity row. I mean, I had like 3 or 4 clients.
4 of them, really?
Yeah.
I know you have Fat Joe. Who else? You have Skinny Jam. Who else?
Edie Falco, Jay-Z.
Edie Falco's yours?
Yeah, she's
Jay-Z. Will you tell Jay-Z his hair looks ridiculous? Stop it. Why does he have to go out like that? He looks ridiculous. I want you to tell him. Tell him I said it. Why not? He looks ridiculous. He's not the best-looking guy to begin with. I mean, he's lucky he got Beyonce. He has a lot of money, but I mean, geez, give me a break. Who's the fourth one? Jay-Z, Edie Falco, Fat Joe. Who else?
Khalid, DJ Khalid. I've represented on something.
Oh, really?
So, yeah, I mean, he's not.
He was there too, though? Was A-Rod there?
He was.
Was A-Rod there?
Alex wasn't there. Alex wasn't there. No. Not that I saw anyway.
Who was your most, who would you say, besides President Trump, who you represented twice, and I'll say it again because people need to know this, including the president, you won twice. Bottom line is, E. Jean Carroll, Alvin Bragg, you did a great job. Right. Excluding President Trump, and me, who is your most, or who was, or is your most famous client?
Wow, so that's tough. Michael Jackson, I guess.
I thought Garagos had Jackson.
No, Garagos got removed from the case. Marquette, he was on. I did the case with Tom Mesereau.
No kidding. Back I didn't even know you had Michael Jackson.
Yeah, Mesereau was the lead on that thing. That was 20 years ago. But yes, so Michael was my client.
That's a big one. That's it. Oh, you had Leo too. Didn't you have Leo?
No, I never had Leo. I mean, I was consulting with Leo, but I never represented him.
Okay.
But A-Rod, I guess.
Foxy Brown?
Perhaps. Foxy Brown, Meek Mill. I guess Meek
Mill? The kid that was in A Bronx Tale?
Lilo Brancato, yeah.
Oh, how about this guy? You were a prosecutor, not a defense attorney. No, I know, Lilo. I know. How about this guy? You were a prosecutor because you were a baby at the time, not the defense attorney you are now. But how about sitting next to Bruce Cutler for John Gotti?
Right, exactly. Well, that's when I was a young lawyer, like interning, and then I was in the John Gotti trial, which was a hell of an experience. Yeah, that was wild. I mean, apparently the jury was paid for, so I didn't know that, but I was like, oh, this is awesome. We keep winning.
They were paid for. There were two things, Joe. They were paid for and they were scared to death. Let's be honest.
Exactly. So, A$AP Rocky. I mean, I think
big one
up there, right?
Yeah, A$AP. Big one.
Rihanna, Sean Hannity. Sean was my boy.
Oh, no kidding. Here's one for you. Ready? Here's one. Don Imus.
He was next. I was about to mention Don. You know how I know this? I just went on my damn website to see. I don't remember these people. So, Don Ives, right? Yep.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Damn, you've had
The
a lot
Washington
of.
Commanders, I guess they're not a.
Oh, Daniel Snyder, right?
And Snyder, and I represent the team, the Commanders. Yeah. So it's been a few.
Wow, big ones. Big ones.
But they were all, it seemed like Celebrity Row was like, I was like, oh, that's my client. That's my client. That was cool.
That's hilarious.
I remember I had that invite from Fat Joe that I turned down because I didn't want to feel like some idiot going there that didn't belong. And I sort of regretted it a little bit. But whatever.
Nah, you did the right. It's sweet that you did that. But look, I know you love New York sports and you enjoyed and reveled in it like we all did. But it's not your favorite sport. But you love soccer, or football, as they call it in Europe. You won championships with your Italian teams. The United States has their first game tonight. In fact, my buddy Brian Kilmeade is in Los Angeles as we speak. He's going to watch the U.S. take on Paraguay. Will you watch that game tonight with a major amount of interest? How about World Cup soccer?
No, I'm not. Look, soccer's really not my thing. I mean, I'm a hockey, baseball, football. Okay, those are my sports.
Yep.
I will watch basketball. I love I love March Madness. I really do. So that's just, there's something about that tournament that's amazing. But I do, obviously I've been in soccer, but it was more of a business thing for me than a labor of passion. But I will, of course, any New York team that's in a final, I'm rooting for. I'm rooting for the Knicks ferociously. So, the USA men's national team, of course. And honestly, I think this year, look, the problem is we seem to always come up short, right? But we have talent this year of a different type that we've ever had.
Yeah, because I can tell you this, and you'll be impressed I even know this, okay? I think the most amount of players we ever had that played on top European teams on our U.S. team was 2. This year, Joseph, we've got 11.
No, I know. And they were like major players. 11. That fields a team, by the way. And we have a coach, finally, who's one of the most accomplished club managers of our generation. He coached at Tottenham. He coached at Paris Saint-Germain and Chelsea. Those are the 3 of the biggest teams in the world, if not the 3 biggest teams in the world, right? He's our coach. It's that Mauricio Pochettino, or I forget, I don't know how to pronounce his name. He's a real coach.
Yeah.
So this might be different. And I hope, because look, how great would it be to come off the gold medal, the Olympic gold medal from the men's hockey team, women's hockey team, and then go there and get this.
Oh,
this
my God.
Just amazing.
Be huge. Be huge.
The Knicks. And I got to tell you something. Sid, we're New Yorkers. You and I are personified. We are what New York is, right? I mean, this is our city. We love it.
Yep.
I have never seen the city come together, honestly, over a team like this Knicks team. I've never seen it. It's like unifying a city. And, here's why people love sports. They don't love sports because they're games. They love sports because sports satisfies some of the deepest human needs: belonging, purpose, hope, connection, and the thrill of sharing victories and heartbreaks with others. That's really what it is. It helps us forget about all the stuff we deal with, especially in today's world. The immersion that we're able to do for a couple of hours. There's actually psychologists call this flow. It's a state associated with like enjoyment and reduced stress. Sports does that for us. It also, it does something. There's actually studies that show it creates healthy mental releases. So, men, we don't, in society, it's not acceptable for you and I to yell, celebrate, cry, feel intense emotion. Sports gives us permission to do all those things.
It's true.
And that emotional investment can be surprisingly healthy. So it's what I'm seeing here is just amazing, and it gives us a tribe. It really does. Human beings are wired to belong to groups. We just are. Whether it's the Knicks, the Mets, the Rangers, identifying with the team creates a sense of community and shared identity. You're seeing that live and in color. And research shows that social connection is one of the strongest predictors of happiness. So it's amazing to see this.
The hell happened just here? I was just talking to the most famous defense attorney in the country who literally, one of my eyes turned into Dr. Phil.
No, I'm fascinated by this stuff, brother. I read this stuff all the time.
No, it's true.
It's true. Part of what I do is I have to understand the human psychology, and I have to understand the mind. And so, these connections are something to me that are phenomenal to watch.
True.
And then again, I say, except the idiots who ruin it by wilding and fighting with cops. I mean, who are there? They couldn't care less about the New York Knicks. They wear a jersey that they don't even know who the player is.
Well, that's what I was yelling at the other day with Stephen A. Smith. I'm like, Steve.
I know, and you were right.
And then you get the mayor. By the way,
right.
the mayor is one of those guys. Listen, I had so much glee. You know, you've been on this show twice this week. You're one of two people I brought on twice this week, just so you know. The other is Craig Carton from WFAN, who I love. He's the afternoon host.
Oh boy, yep.
Craig is great. And Craig interviewed James Dolan 2 days ago on the Fan. And Dolan actually said, with Craig Carton on the air, they got a huge audience, Mamdani's not a Knick fan. I've been saying that since the Hawk series about Mamdani and Hochul. Phonies, liars. To hear Dolan say that made me so happy. So not only are the kids in the street wearing their Knick jerseys, hanging off lampposts and fighting with cops liars, so's the mayor. So is the governor. They're all lying frauds.
Well, I full fans again. You know, when I see them at the arena whooping it up like they're like lifelong Knick fans, it makes me laugh. It makes me laugh, but it's politics, and they're so phony, and that's that's unfortunately that's who they are. There's nothing about them that's redeeming, quite frankly, in my opinion. Nothing, and this is just another step, right? So it's like you need another reason to not like this guy anymore.
That's funny.
I'm sure they'll come up with another one.
Oh yeah, no, there'll be something else, no question about it.
Get ready, Staten Island. The Ferry Hawks host the Hagerstown Flying Boxcars tonight at 7 p.m. It's soccer night, and kids glow around the bases postgame. Saturday at 6:30, it's Broadway night with postgame fireworks and Broadway rave. Sunday at 1:30, it's Military Appreciation Day, and the kids run around the bases. A great day out for the entire family. Kids run the bases after every Sunday home game. Want the best seats all season? Get more Ferry Hawks for only $63. Visit ferryhawks.com now to lock in your seats.
Talking about people that are not very likable, Jeffrey Epstein, nobody likes him. Every decent person thinks he is the devil. He was, the scumbag with a capital S, And people, I get called a pedophile every day on Twitter. Every day. I'm not exaggerating, Joseph, because I'm friends with Trump. So the Trump detractors, they call him pedo-Trump. So now I get called a pedophile, which is really gross and disgusting and ridiculous every day, and then people want to know why.
It's also actionable, Sid.
I know it is. I know. We will talk one day, but then people want to know why I'm turned off about the whole Epstein thing. It's not because I don't want people to pay the price. It's because they lose control. They don't know how to attack the actual story, and innocent people get thrown into this huge bonfire. But I know Bill Gates. He spoke on Capitol Hill this week. They're bringing Dershowitz back. What do they expect to accomplish here? I'm just curious. Do you know?
This is the House Oversight Committee, right? And it's continuing to take testimony from people connected to Epstein's orbit, which is half of America, right? There were people who knew Epstein, maybe were friends with him, did business with him. Does not mean they were pedophiles, okay?
Of course not.
Because you know a pedophile or associated with a pedophile doesn't mean you knew his deep, dark secrets. Doesn't mean you were a pedophile, right? And that's why I hate that broad brush stuff. I despise it. So, Bill Gates, testified yesterday. Reportedly he acknowledged that he knew Epstein had a prior sex crime conviction, but said his interactions were tied to a fundraising effort for the Gates Foundation, and that the continuing relationship was a bad mistake. He said it was a grave error in judgment because he knew about his prior sex crimes conviction. Dershowitz is going to go again. I think there's some others, like former executive assistant Leslie Groff has already been interviewed. I think she might be coming back. I don't know. They say they're examining both Epstein crimes and how government agencies handled related investigations of records, because he did get away with it. He really did.
Oh yeah, no doubt,
without question.
Yeah.
So
do you think? Well, you say he got away with it. Yeah, he did, but eventually it didn't end well.
For a long time.
No, for a long time. Do you think that he was murdered or he killed himself?
No, God, he killed himself. Sid,
you're wrong.
Do you understand the amount of people that would have to be involved in a murder?
Not many.
Conspiracy?
Three in a jail that time of night.
Really?
About three. No, two guys got to look the other way, and one animal who beat him up one other time, by the way, had to come downstairs and kill him. Not that hard.
Really, it is very hard because other people would know about it. It's not three. There are cameras all over that place. Okay, yeah. I know the one in his cell was turned off. It wasn't working. Whatever.
Yeah, why was that? Why was that? It was turned off. That's weird.
You're talking about federal officers who would be literally For what reason? There's no evidence that anyone got money. There's no one gotten rich. They looked.
We don't know. We don't know.
No. They looked at every single.
Maybe Bill Clinton paid
correction officer, every single correction officer in that facility. If anything different happened in their life, if there was any money coming in, there's zero evidence.
Yeah.
So they would have to be committing a crime that will put them in jail for the rest of their lives.
Right.
Okay. Lose their jobs.
Sure.
But why? But why? I mean, so
I don't know, but he was murdered. I don't know. I have none of these answers, but he was murdered.
Just give me one piece of evidence that he was murdered. Just one.
Well, he had marks. He had certain marks on his body that does not cooperate with a suicide. He was other marks on his body.
You know, you don't believe what you're saying, right?
100% I do. He was murdered.
No.
And you know who else was murdered? Aaron Hernandez was murdered too.
He was murdered too.
Yeah. He wasn't.
Aaron Hernandez.
Yeah.
How about Charlie Kirk? Was he murdered?
Well, that was obvious. We saw it happen right in front of our eyes. So
who murdered Charlie Kirk, by the way?
Who murdered Charlie Kirk? Tyler Robinson.
Is that it? No one else?
Well, I don't know. Lee Harvey Oswald is dead.
Theory?
Are you telling me that there's a whole conspiracy theory about that too?
Charlie Kirk? Oh, there's a big one. I mean, there's a lot of things that don't match up in that one, brother. I mean, the trajectory of the bullet, where it came, where it entered.
So what do you? Listen, I'm fascinated by this. What do you think happened then?
So this one, I'm seriously, I'm repulsed by conspiracy theorists. I really
Me too.
Am. This time, I want to see more. There's something wrong with that Charlie Kirk murder. There really is. His security guards' actions were weird. They were signaling right before his bullet. They were signaling. I mean, look, I've been a homicide prosecutor. I've done these things. I've looked. I've really studied this because I'm fascinated by it because I love that guy. I thought he was one of the most brilliant people I've ever seen.
Yeah.
He was an incredible orator. He was a debater that, I mean, honestly, I think I'm a great debater. He would eat my lunch. He was so good, so talented, and he was such a goodness in him. Like as a person, he would tolerate anyone's insults, and he was so smart. And we lost someone that could have really had an influence in this country, I believe, a good influence. And I just don't know. There were people saying I'm not subscribed to any theories, but he was very, very anti-Iran. He thought Israel had a little too much power over us. People are saying perhaps. He was murdered because of his positions on Israel.
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't like what I saw, though. That bullet doesn't seem like it came from the way it hit him and exited. Doesn't seem like it came from where that kid was on the roof.
So you're thinking the murderer was closer than that?
Yeah. Or that microphone was detonated.
Wow.
I can show you some things, Sid, probably. Seriously, I'm not saying it happened. I just say there needs to be a hard look at it, a hard look.
Yeah.
And that guy, the former Ranger, I forget his name, that was just recently let go or fired or resigned. And I know that he's got some issues. I forget his name, but he was the one who was calling for the Justice Department. He was in Trump's administration. He was calling for the Justice Department to investigate that.
Yeah.
And he got turned down. So I don't know. I'm not comfortable with.
Well, let me ask you this: if you think that was there's some conspiracy theory that makes sense there, and I'm not saying you're crazy. I mean, you are, but what do you think about the kid that was able to climb a roof in plain sight in Butler, Pennsylvania, and nearly assassinate the president? That made sense to you?
Did it make sense? It showed there was serious security lapses. I don't think that was anything.
Oh, so you're just chalking that up to those officers that day being inept.
I hate the word used inept, and I hate calling officers inept. The guy was on a roof. He was just missed.
What missed? Did the guy put a ladder up and climb the roof?
Brother, he was missed. Do you think?
Then they were inept. I love officers as much as you do. Then they were inept.
Okay, if that's the case, they were then. But do you think Secret Service officers knew there was an assassin going up on a roof?
Doesn't matter. That's the only place that was elevated anywhere near the President of the United States. What do you think those guys were doing there? They had like 10 guys right there. Right there.
Yeah, I know. But I do you subscribe to a conspiracy theory on that?
I don't know anymore.
I know. Well,
I don't know. I mean, to be honest, I hate conspiracy theories like
Me
you.
too.
I hate it.
Too.
You still have people telling me that those planes never hit the buildings on 9/11. I want to strangle those people.
And the Holocaust never happened, right?
Right.
All these idiots.
I know.
That's stupid. I was about to curse on your show. I'm sorry. That's stupid stuff. That's stupid stuff. That really is. That's repulsively unintelligent. word.
I agree.
Really
I agree, but people are crazy. There are people that say that Jeffrey Epstein, going back to him for a second, is literally alive, that the Mossad got him out of there and he's walking the streets of Tel Aviv. You know that, right?
Right, yeah. Hitler was alive in Argentina.
Right.
Elvis was alive. I mean, but that's, again, these are people who are, sick.
The sick people.
Sick.
These are stupid people. All right, let me get to Iran. You've been right from the beginning. I know you're an attorney, but you've got Army experience, and I always have to preface the conversation by telling people that you're in Germany and all over Europe hanging out with big-time generals, and you're not just some lawyer on Park Avenue with an opinion.
Right.
Yeah, I'm not going to mention names, but you do know what you're talking about, and you told me, oh, my God, over a month ago, let's put it this way, without blowing your cover. What you told me you've been 100, not 99, 100% right about. So I don't like this deal. To me, this deal, and I love Trump, will be no better than Obama and Kerry. No matter what he says, it's the same deal, and it could be just as bad because, once again, somewhere in this deal, Iran is going to get money, and as I said all morning long, they're not going to build schools or hospitals. They'll continue, no matter what they sign to Trump, to build their nuclear program. They will continue to get money to their terror proxies. There is no deal to be made with these people. What am I missing?
Which is why the president initially said there will never be a deal. It's unconditional surrender or nothing. There will never be a deal. That was, you remember that early Truth Social post, right? The problem with the president on this stuff here is, and I'm with you on how you support him and all that. Just the problem with this, I think he's just getting bad advice from his people, is that he's been making too many proclamations that turn out not to be accurate. Or, we won the war and we're still fighting. We won the war and then there's a ceasefire. And there's a ceasefire and then we're bombing. It's just, and now this deal. This deal cannot be worse than the Obama deal because this will destroy him, right? It will destroy him. So, before this war, Iran didn't control the Strait of Hormuz. Now it does. Iran's oil was sanctioned. Now it's not. The U.S. bases in the Gulf were assets. Now they're liabilities, and they're decimated. Inflation was declining. Now it's increasing. Iran was really supposedly not building nuclear bombs before the war because we obliterated them last fall. Now it will. So this deal better be something special because if not, we spent trillions of dollars, God knows how much money, lost lives, American lives, lost children's lives in Iran. For something that's not going to be any better or perhaps worse than the Obama deal, that would be bad. But
that's what it's going to be. But that's what it's going to be. What do you think could possibly?
I'm with you, brother.
Yeah,
I'm with you.
I mean,
we're in such a quagmire. We're in a trap right now. And so, when I hear this pronouncement yesterday, we're not going to bomb them today. Wednesday there was or Tuesday night it was tomorrow we're going to bomb the hell out of them and all this stuff.
Well, we can't bomb them Saturday because the Knicks are playing.
So Wednesday we're going to bomb them. Then Thursday there's an announcement of the deal. Now I read very carefully the quote, and it says that discussions and final points have been in both concept and great detail approved by all parties, including the United States, Israel, Saudi Arabia, UAE, Qatar, Turkey, Pakistan, Bahrain, Kuwait, Jordan, Egypt, and others. What name is missing, Sid?
Iran.
Yeah, right.
Because they haven't agreed to anything. They're like, they not only did not. Hold on.
I haven't heard a peep from them.
No,
saying yes.
No, I have. No, I have. Not only have they not agreed to it, Joseph. On the contrary, they've said we don't agree. How about that?
Well, then, see, we're going to look again. We're going to look stupid, and again, we're going to lose credibility.
Well, hold on. Let me make sure that's true. No, am I? I thought I heard you say this morning that the United States is saying Iran has agreed to this. Is it that we haven't heard from Iran, or have they said that no, we're not? We haven't agreed to anything.
Well,
yet?
It was the president that said that there was some sort of preliminary agreement, and that would be done by the weekend. And then Tehran this morning said, no, that's not the case.
Okay, so they did say it. Yeah, there you go, Joseph. There you go.
See, now I didn't even hear that. I just heard silence, right? I just heard silence. I saw the president's statement about naming basically almost all those countries, like 9 different countries who agreed to it, and didn't see the country Iran in that statement. And now, based on what I just heard from you guys, they've actually denounced it, saying that's not true. So now why? Yeah. Do we go back to bombing?
I got news for you. I'm not even sure Israel is, the last country that wants Iran getting money after what they've been through between the Houthis and Hezbollah and Hamas is Israel. So I'm not even sure Bibi is thrilled about it. I'm really not. I don't know. I don't know.
Again, I'll say this. We've been saying this from the beginning. It's a mess.
It's a mess. Yeah.
And we either have to finish this damn job. Yeah. Go show who the American military is.
Damn right. Stick it up their ass. That's what I'm saying.
Or take a damn knee and let's get out.
We're not taking a knee. We're gonna stick it up their ass. That's my political commentary. What a great segment. I got to tell you, Joe, every Friday, you really are great. That was a really great segment. I love you. Thank you so much.
All right, my brother. Love you too.
Have a great weekend. The great Joseph Tacopina right there.
Thanks for listening to Sid and Friends in the Morning. You can hear Sid and Friends in the Morning weekday mornings at 6. If you like the podcast, share it with your friends and listen anytime at WABCRadio.com and download the WABC Radio app. Hit that subscribe button on all major podcast platforms. Plus, follow WABC on social on Instagram, TikTok, Facebook, and X. See you next time for a new episode so you never have to wonder.
What the heck is going on here?
Roger Stone here. Your dollars are losing ground, but gold isn't. American Sovereign Bullion helps you protect your wealth through real, tangible assets. Through their nationwide wholesaler network, you get some of the best pricing on gold and silver delivered straight to your door. Since 1912, the U.S. dollar has lost 97% of its purchasing power. Meanwhile, gold continues to prove its strength. So call 844-272-2428. That's 844-272-2428. Or visit dyingdollar.com to request your free gold and silver guide. That's dyingdollar.com.